Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple days since I posted anything on this channel, so I thought I'd just search around the internets a little bit and see what kind of juicy videos we got to work with here. I saw this one. This is from ADV China, which is like their, I don't know, 4th or 5th channel. And here's the title. It's over! China's zero COVID policy failed. What does that even mean? It's over. They stopped doing it. They came out of lockdown. The policy failed, so COVID is running wild? What's going on? I don't know. Let me see if I can get some more information from these guys, and we'll take a look at it. I live in China, but I'm sure these guys have much better information than I do.
The zero COVID nonsense happening in China is crazy at the moment.
It's so crazy that the WHO, that organization that was previously in the pocket of the Chinese government, is even condemning the zero COVID policy of the Chinese government by themselves.
And they've been banned from the Chinese internet.
They actually blocked it.
You cannot search the WHO or Tedros, the main guy, because he's the one who put out the statement saying that it's not sustainable. This zero COVID policy they have is bad.
Okay, so this should be easy enough to check out. These guys claim to have friends in China, so they should be able to check that out pretty easily. But let's check it out for ourselves. Let me get out of my VPN. Let's open up a Microsoft Bing window and then do a quick search for WHO, World Health Organization. See if you can actually look that up in China or not. Turns out you can look it up on Microsoft Bing without a VPN. You'd think they would have checked that out before they would make such statements. But, hey, par for the course. So, I looked around a little bit on the World Health Organization. I didn't see that statement by Tedros is his name, I guess. I don't know, but I can't say for sure it's not there. It's a pretty big site, so I didn't check everywhere, but I took a quick look around. I didn't see the statement anywhere, but I'm in China. You can access almost every single news organization in the U.S., and you can see the statement. You can search it easily on Bing, and you can find the statement if you really want to see it. So, I don't think it's like these guys would just slap together a video to sell some snake oil health product. Would they?
This video is brought to you by Hohn Health. Let's face it, guys, as we get older, unless you live an incredibly active lifestyle, you will start to notice a big drop in your energy levels. Like, for instance, I usually like to tinker on my bikes, tinker on my cars after work. In fact, I was planning on going to carve up the canyons and whatnot after work. That's why I've got my helmet here in the office. But I'll be honest with you, it's been ages since I've had the drive to actually go out and do that. Over 30 million men in the United States of America alone suffer from low testosterone, which leads to this feeling of hitting a wall.
That's why we were super happy to work with Hohn Health. Hohn Health gives you a biomarker test that actually gets the results to a doctor so they can analyze you and see what's going on.
Oh, Sideburn CA has low testosterone. Too much information.
And we thought this was a great segue / a great analogy for kind of how China works and how, we can really relate this directly to the whole zero COVID policy that China's going through right now. Because it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't see how a traffic jam is a good analogy for China's zero COVID policy. I really can't figure that out. I don't know where they're coming from with that.
When that doesn't work, then you have to go to the most extreme methods, and that's not allowing people to even leave. Right? I'm not talking about lockdowns in your house anymore. I'm talking about in some areas, they're actually canceling passports. Right? So that people don't flee the country.
So they don't leave and they can't come back in. That's the whole point. They are so convinced that COVID's coming in from the outside that they just don't want anyone.
So they don't want someone to leave and then come back, basically.
It's ridiculous.
And it's not that they're convinced that that's the case. Mm-hmm. It's that is the convenient excuse.
So these guys are in the U.S. You don't hear much about COVID lately, so, maybe they're doing much better than China. And that, they don't have the lockdowns like in Shanghai, so maybe China could learn a little something from the U.S.
The Centers for Disease Control is warning U.S. residents to consider wearing masks in indoor settings amidst a new surge of infections caused by mutant forms of the Omicron coronavirus variant. The average number of confirmed daily coronavirus infections across the U.S. has topped 100,000 for the first time since February, and that total fails to account for cases that go unreported or undetected by at-home tests. New York City raised its COVID alert level to high Wednesday Friday, even as Mayor Eric Adams rejected calls to impose mask mandates and other public health measures.
Apparently, it could be imported. If anybody goes to the U.S. and comes back to China, there's a pretty good possibility they could bring COVID into the country. So I think that's a definite possibility. So just for comparison's sake, let's do a quick check on how China's doing with their zero COVID policy in a country of 1.5 billion people, compared to the U.S. with about, a third of the population? Okay, I'm going to open up my WeChat. I'm going to go to my COVID tracker, which is constantly updated by the government. It's almost in real time. And I'm going to check it out. And let's see, there's a translate all button at the top. I'm going to go to change it to English. And let's see, it starts out with Shenzhen, my local city where I live. 16 million people here. There are 0 new indigenous diagnoses. So that's people that have symptoms. There are 0 native asymptomatic. There are 0 high-risk sites. And there are 0 medium-risk regions. If I scroll down a little further, I can see that the whole country of 1.5 billion people, there are 191 indigenous diagnoses. So these are people with symptoms. There's 191 of them. There's 870 people in the entire country that are asymptomatic. High-risk areas, there's 15, which all are in Beijing. And medium-risk areas, there's 63, which 13 are in Shanghai, 31 are in Beijing, 3 are in Guang'an. And you can actually expand that and scroll down and see all the different cities where all this is going on. You can actually even see the cases. So it seems like their original title, "It's Over, China's Zero COVID Policy Failed," is incorrect. Wah, 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 wah. It sounds like it's working, and that, it's unfortunate the length of time that some people had to be in quarantine or stuck in their apartments, and I feel bad for them. But I really appreciate the efforts that they went to keep us all safe here in China, and it's working. So, wrong.
Over 30 million men in the United States of America alone suffer from low testosterone, which leads to this feeling of hitting a wall.
That's why we were super happy to work with Hohn Health. Hohn Health gives you a biomarker test that actually gets the results to a doctor so they can analyze you and see what's going on.
Finally, they're sponsoring a product that seems to suit them. If they're going to slap together a video just to sell some snake oil health product, at least they could come up with some useful data or information that's correct, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.